What up? This is Robert Ory.
Ory, three-pointer. Buries it!
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Ory for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Ory from downtown.
Yeah. Let's call it show number 2 this week of the Big Shot Bob Pod. B-Dog Brandon Harper. I'm Rob Jenners. That, of course, 7-time NBA champion and 3-time in-season tournament champion. Apparently, you need to have that on your resume now, Robert Ory. You never played in the in-season tournament. A lot of fun feedback on the in-season tournament from Tuesday's show. But we do have a lot of stuff to get to in the shoot-around this week. It's kind of our second show of the week. Stuff we didn't get to in the Tuesday show. Of course, if you ever have a question you want to throw at us, we're at Big Shot Bob Pod pretty much everywhere. Facebook, what used to be the husk of Twitter. It's called X or whatever the hell it's called now.
Yep.
Instagram, Gmail, at Big Shot Bob Pod. It's pretty much all the same. So go find us.
How much money did he lose after he bought Twitter? He's bought it for 20 something?
Oh no, he bought it for 40 something billion.
And now it's worth 2 billion or something?
He's lost a lot of money on this thing.
How much fucking money does he have to be able to lose that much freaking money?
Obviously way too much money. Clearly way too much money. But he's making so much money between Tesla and SpaceX right now that I think Twitter was just we'll mess around with it, we'll see if we can do something with it, and if we can, whatever. So problem is it's a mess now. I used to love Twitter, man. I used to love Twitter.
4 or 5 months. I don't even look at my Twitter anymore.
It's probably for the best. It's the site ain't nothing what it used to be, man. It just isn't. I used to love Twitter. I would go to Twitter for everything. And I'm still on it a pretty fair amount, but it ain't nothing like what it used to be, man. Got a couple topics here that kicked our way, stuff we didn't get to on Tuesday. I wanted to start with Draymond. We had this quote. We didn't get this on the Tuesday show. Quote from Draymond Green. Last year, we had an awful team as far as chemistry goes. Last year was horseshit. Hard to come to work, not fun. This year, you see the joy on guys' faces when they come into the building. This is a group that likes being together. This feels 100% like another shot at freaking Jordan Poole. That's all that feels like to me from Draymond.
Me too.
Because nothing about the Warriors last year screamed to me that they were unhappy or they weren't playing well together. This
speaking
seems like
for the
Draymond.
Masses. Or he's just speaking for himself? Because you think
Gotta be speaking for himself.
The year started out with you almost knocking someone's head off.
Yep.
And then there was turmoil with his parents and you. And so, yeah, I could see what he said. It was for him, it probably was a year of horse shit because it was just a bad year for him. When it started out that bad, shit, it just continued to be bad.
Look, man, we moved on. Last year was last year. It is what it is. Jordan Poole ain't there no more. He's sitting up there just throwing stuff up in Washington.
He Poole boy?
Yeah, he got the green light in Washington.
Oh, my goodness.
They played well when they were here in Atlanta, though. They gave the Hawks a little bit of a run, but to no avail. They couldn't hold up. So
they going to be a lottery team next year?
Possibly. Him and Cool's got the green light. They can do whatever they want over there, but look, Draymond got to lead last year alone and focus on this year.
Let it go.
Just let it go, dog.
And I guess here's my question to you, Rob.
Yeah.
How much does that affect you? If you're playing somewhere where you're unhappy, in the sense that I don't think anything's changed from the previous 2 years, the year before last year, and obviously going into this year. Draymond's painted this picture like everything's so hunky-dory this year, and I think the only thing that changed was what we just pointed out, was that Jordan Poole moved on. So, how do you, as a player, how hard is it, when you played in Phoenix? Because we've talked about this, you didn't have a great experience there. How hard is that to go to work every day?
Well, for me, it was a joy to go to work because I had no beef with the team. I had no beef with the players. It's just Danny Ainge. And it was, okay, you get there, you happy, you see the team, and all of a sudden he opens his mouth, and all of a sudden you're looking at him like, man, I can't stand you. And for me, it was about competing in practice, having fun in practice and doing that type of stuff. But, it's totally different. I had some problems with some players before where it wasn't into a point where I wanted to, knock someone out. I just didn't fuck with them. I just, wouldn't talk to them. I would avoid them. But I knew what was important was the game. But that whole situation was weird to me. And you got to understand, at the end of the day, you play for for me, the number one person I played for was the name on the back of the jersey. Then I played for the name on the front of the jersey. So I played for me. I did what I could do to make my family proud of me, not the mugs that anybody else. It was for my family. So I don't think what Draymond is talking about is if we're talking about anything, because you move on from that, and it is what it is, man. At the end of the day, you play for you play for the name on the back of the jerseys, and that if you play for your name on the back of the jersey, it helps the name on the front of the jersey.
Yeah. What did you guys do during the season to keep up camaraderie, like on any of the teams you played for? Like, did you guys go out? Did you do stuff? Go to dinners, that sort of thing?
Yeah, we always go to dinner. You have the cliques. You have these core guys and these core guys that will go to dinner, hang out. Like for us, it was always like B. Shaw, D. Fish, and Rick. The four of us hung out a lot. We would have, like for us, we would always have a dinner mid-season just to get together as a team. Then we have a dinner right before the playoffs. And I remember one time Phil said, we got to Sacramento. He's like, hey, don't make any plans. We all going out as a team. And we went to go see Fluffy at a comedy store. We had a good time.
Oh, Gabriel Iglesias.
Yeah. We always try to schedule, we always try to schedule stuff as teams. Like I even go like, yo, Tim, let's go to dinner, to try to just talk to you guys and keep that rapport and just the camaraderie, because that's so important on the team. Even though, like with Manu, let's go to dinner, Manu. And like, I don't want to go to dinner with Manu because it's the language barrier, but we live next to each other and we would go to each other's houses and talk there. And it was but if we got tired of one of them, we just walk back across the street, so it's different.
Right. So you got to make the effort, though.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of stuff amongst the other guys on the team that are like, no, but like, did you ever have a guy on a team that was like, hey, I'm going to kind of take the lead on this and we're going to make sure that everybody spends some time together? Or is it just kind of more of an individual thing?
When I first got in the league, it was Tree and Otis. They would do that. We would all go out to dinner, and Dream never went, but it was always because he had other things he had to do. But we all tried to get together, and if you come into a situation where that's the norm, you kind of carry that situation to the next team. We didn't do it in Phoenix because I was like, but when we got to LA, we tried to do that, especially on the road. We tried to get together and go on the road, because at home you have your families you have to deal with, but on the road you have your extended family to deal with.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
Just interesting. All right. Question from John on X, Twitter, whatever the hell it's called. What were Rob's thoughts on James Harden's comments that he was on a leash in Philly? For context, Harden said in the postgame, quote, I'm not a system player. I am a system.
Well, anytime as a player, you're going to be in a system. I think D'Antoni probably he put the system around him, and that's what he was used to. Because after that, he had to play with other superstars. And when you play with other superstars, you have to be in a system. You can't be like, yo, give you the ball and get out of the way. You think about it, you play with the MVP. So you got to, be second field or not first field. I think that's what James was trying to say. But he's going to have to play in the system with the Clippers, because he got two guys on the team arguably better than he is. You know what I mean? So he has to learn how to play in the system. I think that's going to be his downfall if that's his mindset going in, that I'm the system. No, you're the system. If you would have went to some team like, that Houston, that's not, the old Houston or the old Philly team with you and AI can control everything. It ain't like that anymore. You're not the only superstar on the team.
Did you guys feel like he was on a leash in Philly?
Oh,
I didn't think he was.
Even Embiid said that. I'm like, he got the ball every time down the floor. He could do what he wanted to do.
Yeah. Nothing about the way he played in Philadelphia screamed he's being held back, or he's being told not to run certain plays or not to push the ball. I didn't see that.
I didn't see it either, but we are on the outside looking in.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Okay. I did want to bring you. I know this boils your blood a little bit, so of course I'm going to bring it to the show. We had a ranking come out of the best two-way players in the league, and I know your note is always every player should be a freaking two-way player. I get it. That's how you play basketball. Here are the top-ranked two-way guys in the league. I wanted to kind of get your thoughts if this made sense to you, if there was anybody that was maybe left off this list or whatever. Number 10 was DeJounte Murray in Atlanta. Number 9, Jaren Jackson Jr. in Memphis. Number 8, Bam in Miami. Number 7, Mikal Bridges in Brooklyn. Number 6, Drew Holiday in Boston. Number 5, Jimmy Butler. Number 4, Kawhi Leonard with the Clippers. Number 3, AD. number 2, Embiid, and number 1, Giannis.
I know one name off the back that's missing.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Paul George.
Paul George, PG.
And you should take Joel Embiid off this list, to me.
Okay.
Because it's like, if you look at everybody on that list, they can go out on the perimeter and guard someone.
Yes.
Joel Embiid is not that type of guy. He can block shots and be that force in the middle, but he can't put him on out there with someone. He gonna put him on skates. He's just gonna let him blow by. And for whoever did this, and people gonna say, "Oh, you disrespecting Joel Embiid." No, I'm just saying these other guys are better than Joel Embiid at that, because Paul George is now on this list. That lets you know whoever made this list, it was cuckoo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, for when you played, obviously we've talked a lot about you always trying to be a two-way type of a player. Who were the best guys on the team that played that way, on the teams you played on?
Kobe, Clyde, Dream.
Drexler, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Drexler is up.
I mean, he was a
great.
great defender, yeah, but I just, okay.
Well,
Yeah,
he was at
Tim,
one point known as the
Manu.
Kobe stopper, or he was supposed to be.
Or he was
I mean,
supposed to
the
be,
Jordan
yeah.
stopper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah. Just people I played with, Manu, Kobe, Shaq, and to some degree. But when you look at Shaq, you don't expect him to move his feet on the perimeter, but you get to that hole, he gonna put you on your ass, block your shot.
Yeah, you head for the
So,
paint. Yeah, you're picking up your
Vernon.
teeth.
Vernon's high on that list too. Vernon Maxwell.
Really?
So yeah. No, I play with Bruce. I play with a lot of guys who gave it. That's why I've been on 7 championships. Because I play with guys who could play on both ends of the floor.
Yeah.
It wasn't just. I don't think I've ever been on a team, that's won a championship that had. You look at a guy and like, oh, he's a liability on the defensive end.
See, I always this is unfair, but I always used to put the Warriors through that lens. They could score a mountain of points, but defensively it was always like, well, you could score on them too. They're not out there running a lot on the Warriors. They got some guys, but
yeah. And if he hadn't been hurt the last 3 years, Clay should be on this list.
Clay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Paul George should definitely be on this list.
Yeah.
He should be he should be top 5 to me, Paul George.
Okay. Well, you got Jimmy for sure. Jimmy to me, definitely up there.
And Drew. Drew should be a little bit higher than that.
Drew, yeah. Because and that was one thing we lauded with Drew when he made that move to Boston was you got an upgrade from Marcus Smart, even if you can even process that.
Yeah.
All right, I wanted to bring you to this shoot around, the most rageful debate of the week online, and get everybody's position on this. There was a woman on an airplane who lost her damn mind because the woman in front of her was reclining her seat on the plane. Or no, I'm sorry, she was reclining her seat on the plane. The woman behind her was like kicking and pushing and trying to make the seat go back up. Let me just play you the audio of this woman flipping the hell out. This was the woman who was trying to recline her seat.
The whole trip, she pushed my seat. No, you seen it. No, she didn't. She put, no. I'm allowed to put my seat back. I'm allowed to put my seat back. I'm allowed to put my seat back.
So there was a whole big on fight on this plane because this woman's trying to recline her seat. And the woman behind her is like, no.
I got
trying
a
to
question.
push it back up.
Off bat.
Go, man.
Off rip. Was this
Delta?
economy, Comfort Plus, or was it Comfort Plus first class, or was this economy?
This was, however you want to classify, coach.
Oh, economy.
This was coach.
The problem with it in coach, where's the room? You don't have the room to recline your seat in coach. I mean, all
right, but then the seat shouldn't recline.
You're right. You're right.
You know what I mean?
You're
like
right.
if you have the ability to do so, okay. Does it suck? Yes. If you've ever had somebody in front of you recline their seat, you feel like their seat is like
it's right there.
Is like right here, and you spend the whole flight with a seat in your face.
That's a good point. They need to redo economy. You should never be able to recline your seat in coach. Ain't enough room.
I just had this problem on a plane when I was in first class. And
I'd really be pissed off at you. You 16? We have a problem.
No, she reclined, and I mean, it was like here. I'm like, I think her seat was broken or something, but it was far. And I had to go to the bathroom, and
Lord.
I purposely hit her seat and woke her up, and she was like, oh, shit, because I couldn't get out. I literally couldn't get out. I had to hit her seat. But I did it with a little bit, respect, because it was like, I mean, she was literally, I literally could like did this and kissed on her forehead. That's how far back she was in
Oh.
my seat.
Oh.
And that's why I said
Well,
the
hi
seat
there.
had to be broken. No, but for me, I always like to. I look back at the person. If it's a tall person behind me, I won't recline my seat. So, but it's a short person, I'm gonna recline my seat because hell, they don't need all that room. You know, I want to be comfortable.
I don't like it. I mean, I've never had anybody to really fully recline their seat back. Maybe just a little bit, and I've dealt with it because it wasn't that bad. But I've never had anybody fully recline their seat. But I can imagine if that was to happen. It's one of those things that you don't like, but it's hard for you to really say something because you have the ability to do it.
Right.
But I would be pissed off.
Do you owe the person behind you the courtesy of asking? Do you mind if I recline my seat? Because for me, no. Sorry.
Do I owe it? Do I owe it to you?
No.
But would I ask? Yes. Sometimes I don't do things from the standpoint of me owing it to you. Sometimes I do it out of the standpoint of having manners.
Okay. And they say no. They go, no, I don't want you to do that.
Okay.
Wow.
I've asked someone.
Folded like a card table. Holy
No.
shit.
Are you okay?
I
But at the
mean,
end of the day, nobody gives a shit anyway. Think about it. If you tired and you trying to get comfortable, you recline in that seat as soon as you get on the
Now,
plane
here's-
and you passing out.
For me, and I know because I hate when people in front of me recline. If I ever do, I do like the little, maybe like halfway sort of recline.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the full recline is a straight middle finger to the person
you're
behind
in their
you.
lap.
Yeah, it's like, screw you, I'm sleeping in your seat.
And if that's what you want to do, you got to pay extra for that ticket.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't want them to recline? Sit in the exit row. You'll be fine.
Well, I don't think you got
Pay
much
for-
of a choice, man.
Pay for the extra money, sit in the exit row.
I just don't think. I think the way you handle that is you don't allow the economy seats to recline. I think if you're going to allow seats to recline, it needs to be comfort plus or
this-
first class.
So you guys probably haven't flown Southwest in forever, right?
I've never flown Southwest.
I have, but it's been a long time.
It's since we go to Vegas a lot, it's just really easy to just jump on a Southwest
Sure.
flight.
I got nothing against
And
Southwest.
I always laugh at when you get on Southwest. I usually try to get business select, so I get on early. And you always have that one lady that's about 5'2" that runs to the exit row and gets in the exit row. And I'm like, literally, lady, you're 5'2". Why are you sitting in the exit row? I need the room. You have no bags and you sitting in the exit row. I'm
She
like,
wants the room.
yeah, it's just and it's like I always laugh at people like that. There's one, like I was just on the plane coming, and the people on the plane were extra nice because they saw me standing talking to a guy that I had met in Houston. He now works for Southwest, and he was like, "Oh shit, you gotta go on the plane." And I had like number 3, so I was definitely gonna get extra. So I was like, "Fuck, I'm going to the plane. I'm gonna be sitting between someone," and everybody was like, we saved that seat for you. So everybody on that Southwest flight, I'm like, thank you, because there's one seat in Southwest that there's no chair in front of. They made the flight attendants sit in that seat and not move till I got on the plane because they knew I needed the extra leg
That's
room.
you know what though? That is not
Yeah.
nice. That is not
Yeah.
nice. That is selfish. That is, I don't want his fucking big ass in between me and this lady. Because if I gotta pee, I gotta climb over this man. Fuck that.
But
No.
hey,
No.
it worked
No,
out for
no.
everybody.
It
Yeah.
did, but that was selfishness. That's what that
But
was. Stick
here's
his
the-
big ass over there. No.
Here's the funny part. Guess what city I was traveling out of? Phoenix.
Please don't say Atlanta.
Phoenix.
Oh man,
And the Phoenix people, I'm like,
they would have made
damn,
you serve drinks on that plane.
Phoenix to Burbank, and everybody was extra nice on that plane, man. It was like they saved this seat for you. I was like, well, damn, thank you.
Saw what that man did to
Mm.
Daddy. Put him, give him what he wants. Give him what he wants.
And look, I know it's
Keep
got to
him
be
happy.
tough for you as well, because I know what it's like walking onto a plane, and obviously the ceilings are not that high. So I know you in there like,
Dude, I've hit my head on the exit sign so many times.
I can't
need-
imagine.
If I had
Like-
$1 for every time I hit my head on the exit sign, I'd be a rich brother.
well,
Oh,
I mean, well, NBA.
you get $1 for every time you won an NBA championship. All right, I think the thing that frustrated me about the story when I heard the audio is that the woman behind her continually tried to push the seat back forward. And it's like, all right, look, if you're unhappy, you have a conversation. Like, when did fucking human decency go out the window?
Yeah.
When can you not talk to other people and just go, hey, I know you're trying to relax. Do you mind bringing your seat up just a little bit? It's kind of tight back here. Like, you talk to people. You don't just shove and push. Like,
Well,
come
we
on.
heard the young lady speak, but I want to know whether it's a black crime or a white crime. The person behind that was pushing the seat.
The woman behind her pushing the seat, I believe, was an African-American woman.
And the person in the front was white.
That was a very loud Southern white woman. I'm allowed to recline my seat. I mean, she was, she was.
There's some little tension going on there.
A little bit, maybe a little bit. All right, let's move on here. I got to play you the audio of the week that I didn't get to on Tuesday. Comes from WIP in Philadelphia. Normally, I would never play a caller from a Philadelphia radio station because whatever, but I just thought this was awesome. Listen to what happens toward the end of this call. It's only about 16 seconds.
I have never hated anything more than I hate the Dallas Cowboys, ever. The only game I look forward to any year, the 365 days, all 4 major sports, is the Dallas Eagles game in Philly. You've got to get them. Sorry, I'm pulling someone over. You've got to get that back.
It was a cop in the middle of pulling someone over that said, you know what, I hate the Cowboys so much that even though I'm in the middle of pulling someone over, I'm calling this radio station to rant on how much I hate the Cowboys. Love that. Who is the team you hate the most? Regardless of what you're doing, if you had the opportunity to crap on that team, you drop what you're doing to take a dump on that team. In any sport. The team you hate the most.
Braves.
Oh, it's okay. You can say it out loud. It's fine.
Braves.
Braves is the team you hate the most.
Braves. And it used to be the Braves and the Cowboys. And the reason is Cowboys because they was like saying they were America's team. And last time I checked, I was American and you're not my team. So, but now that CD is there, I root for the Cowboys. But it feels hard to do that, but I do it because I love CD. But the Braves, y'all know my Brave story.
Oh, we know your Brave story.
We know.
Yeah, we know.
That's why it's the Braves. I'm still holding
You're
that.
holding on to that, man. You gotta let that go. You gotta let that go,
bro. What?
And the Suns.
And the
we get that.
for obvious reasons.
Anything that Colangelo is involved with.
The team harp that you hate the most.
Hate the most.
Just the one that's like, ugh. Everything about him just makes you want to scream.
It used to be the Clippers because they were 11-0 against the Lakers.
Yeah, I hate them.
That's a whole nother thing.
But I think one that I hate the most, even though I got to give them their props of how good they are, them damn 49ers.
Well, they haven't been good recently, man.
They ain't, but they better than us.
They lost 3 in a row.
They better than us.
Well, the Rams they're a dumpster fire right now. The team I hate the most will always consistently be a tie of 2 teams. The Dallas Cowboys and the New York Jets. I cannot, because every freaking Jets fan I grew up with was the loudest, craziest asshole we knew in our group of friends. It was always a Jets fan. And I'm convinced that the Cowboys have purchased a fan base because everybody I talk to hates the Cowboys. Like, I know one Cowboys fan, one, Shaquille O'Neal. That's the only Cowboys fan I have ever met. Everybody else I have ever met, and I'm not exaggerating, ever hates the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, I lived in Texas, so I know a lot of them. So
Okay. Yeah, I guess maybe because I lived up north and down in the south and Florida and Atlanta. And I've never met a Cowboys fan, except for Shaq, is the only Cowboys fan I've ever met. Everybody else I've ever met hates the freaking Cowboys, hates them.
I had this one friend. When we do fantasy football, he draft all the Cowboys. That's how much. Sammy? Sammy loves the Cowboys.
Doesn't matter who it is,
Cowboys.
just draft.
It's Cowboy. I'm going to roll with them in fantasy football.
Does
Go
he
right
know
ahead.
that's not how, well, do what you do. That's not how fantasy football works, but okay.
I know her, right?
You know what? I hate the Cowboys, but not necessarily because of the team. I do hate them because of their fans. So I don't hate them more than the 49ers, no. But I do because every time it's just, what are the Cowboys? It's the same story every year.
Yeah.
Every year.
Every year since I've been alive, it's the same story.
Yeah. And if I hear one person scream, how about them Cowboys? They're getting punched. Like, I'm sorry. There's no other How about them Cowboys? Makes me want to vomit. I don't know why. It just does. Always has. Maybe because I grew up in a house where my dad was a Giants fan, like a tried and true diehard Giants fan. I was raised with a hatred of the Cowboys, and it just carried over. All right, share with us, by the way, any of the social medias, the team that you hate the most. Rest in peace to Bobby Knight. We lost Bobby Knight last week. Did you ever have any dealings with Bobby Knight? Did you play against him? Did you ever meet him? Did you know him at all?
My senior year, he reached out to my high school coach and asked, "Are you interested?" I'm like, "Hell no, I'm not coming to play for you." No, I'm not. I told him, "Don't even send a letter." No,
Really?
Oh no, I would.
I mean, we've all heard the horror stories.
Yes. And plus, for me, I'm like, I've heard some other stories about him being, a little bit touch racist. So I was like, oh, hell no, I'm not fucking with him. And so, and that's not the shit on the dead. I'm sorry. But I'm just telling you what my experience was.
What you knew of him at the time. Yeah, I can understand that.
Yes.
Okay.
And so I was like, no, I'm not going in. And plus, Indiana's a long way from Alabama, And so I just said no. But the meanest coach I ever played for, I didn't have any mean coaches. All of them were about the same. My high school coach was like my college coach.
You just didn't have a coach who was just an asshole?
Mm-mm.
Really?
We had some assistant coaches. I had one assistant coach that was an asshole. His name was David Hobbs. He actually became the head coach at Alabama. Me and Spree, Spree and I hated that dude, man, because I got kicked out of a game one time playing Kentucky. I got into a fight with Hanson, and so we both got tossed. And he had the nerve to tell me, see, we don't need you. We won the game in Kentucky without you. I looked at him. I says, motherfucker, I took the best player with me too. So that's how y'all fucking
that's
won
why
the game.
you won the game. Yeah.
So, yeah. And so that's one of the reasons that he and I, and he actually told Spree this one time in practice. He was like playing like, Spree, you think you fucking good? This shit you doing and you want to be a fucking pro? That shit ain't gonna happen. And Spree looked at him like, pro, and you want to be a head coach, and that shit ain't gonna happen.
Yes.
Hey, and the funny part, it happened for both of them. So, Hobbs didn't last as long as Spree, but he was the head coach, and Spree went to the NBA. So it was
strangle PJ Carlissimo's ass. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. So
PJ with him.
But the crazy part about it, when you're winning as a team, you don't have any crazy coaches.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Because you always played for winners, so it's not like aside from the asshole you threw a towel at, but I mean aside from that, you got to play on teams that were always, those coaches were pretty level because their teams were good.
Phil never did Phil ever like just blow up at y'all at any point? Like,
I can't imagine that.
Never.
I mean, I know they call him a Zen master. And I just want to know if he's ever done it because I don't know what that would look like.
Only person that would blow up that I ever played for was Wimp and Pop. Those are the only ones who would start yelling. Like, the only thing T would say was, God damn it, can y'all play better? Or something like that.
So Rudy never came in and, like, turned over a table one day after a game or a bad loss or something?
No, he would just say, fuck, like, he wouldn't yell at nobody. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Pop would yell, turn all red, think he about to, bust a
I'm surprised Pop. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, Pop seems pretty.
No, Pop looks like he'll.
Pop seems like he would shut off when he was mad. He didn't seem like someone who would start yelling. But I don't know why.
Even like the funny one is Wimp. When you lose a game, you're not. It's not said, but it's understood that you don't really talk. And one time we played Auburn, and this is the only time we lost to Auburn while I was at Bama. We lost at Auburn. We got on the bus. We was going home. It just out of nowhere just started snowing. It went from like a 2.5 hour drive to like an 8-hour drive to get home to Tuscaloosa. And of course, after 4 hours, we started talking. Man, Wimp jumped up, got back there, kicked the cooler, cussed us out, said, "You motherfuckers just lost to Auburn." He just goes off, right? When we get back to fucking campus, we having fucking practice right now. Man, he goes off, right? And then he goes back. Practice got canceled because when he kicked the cooler, he had all our drinks in it, so he fucked his foot up. So he couldn't go to practice that day.
That is awesome. That is awesome.